going on, people? All right, here's some more little juicies for you guys. I think I went through this before. For you newer guys who think that that person that calls himself a friend of the court or a commissioner is a real judge, so you might want to look this up. Salt Lake City versus Ohms. This was back in '94. And the facts of the case were the guy got arrested, and then he said, hey, you're a commissioner. You can't make those decisions. So the Supreme Court looked at it, and they went to all this case law. They looked at a bunch of stuff. I'm not going to bore you with it. I just want to show you that's the section. That's the statute that they wrote into the Utah Code. And guess what? Article 8, Section 8, those are real judges. And then there's a separation of powers. And it goes into real detail. But this is what I wanted to show you right here. In conclusion, Utah Code Annotated is unconstitutional to the extent that it purports or suggests to vest ultimate judicial power of courts of record in persons who have not been duly appointed, which means here in Utah, the judges, they go on a list and they get it, they go to the governor and he, gives them the green light and gives them the nod. So constitutionally, commissioners are a fraud, okay? So if you've got, like on my divorce, you've got a commissioner that signed off and made you a slave for the rest of your life, then that's maybe one remedy. Okay, you can look it up, maybe use it. There's a couple of Minnesota child support cases too that I found out. If you're in Minnesota, just look up child support is unconstitutional, man. There's been a couple of them. So, but here's another little juicy I found while looking at Guler Scholar. And if you notice right here, let's see if I can get my little thingy right here. See that? That's the 29th of last year, man. So this dude, Randy Hahn, now this might be another remedy for you guys. This dude, Hahn, got mad because this is so nice too. Okay, so you've got Sean Race, the guy I'm going after, the Attorney General. You've got the 3rd District Court judge, okay? So yes, you can take a judge to court. Here's the commissioner. He's a fraud. You can take him to court. And then here's this broad, Lisa Stockdale, that I'm going after too, the Director of Office of Recovery Services. That's child support here in Utah, ORS, okay? So the Attorney General, the judge, the commissioner, and the director, okay? He's suing them all. Now, this dude is got an issue with his paperwork because he doesn't get what's called equal parenting, okay? So if you start reading his lawsuit, okay, he asked for equal parenting time. And what does equal mean? Well, equal means this right here, man, 180 days a year, okay? Which means equal parenting, look, it says it right here, is protected under due process and equal parenting protection clauses of the United States Constitution, okay? So, you guys are out of bounds, okay? You're violating rights, okay? It's a right, dude. Equal parenting, parental rights are a right, okay? It's not a privilege given to you by some goddamn administrative proceeding. Okay, so here's the case. It's Randy Hahn versus State of Utah. Okay, there's the case number. Like I said, it's from 2017, man. It's only a year ago. Okay, so the decision, and this is what I love. Okay, let's get down to the juicy stuff right here. Okay, so the Supreme Court decided that, you know what? You're right. Child support is infringing on your right to be a parent. If you've listened to Rick, if you listen to Ahmed Osiris, what does he say every day? Okay? You take care of them, and you made them in private, you take care of them in private, right? You have the right to bring up your kids without the goddamn government getting in your business. Okay? I love this part. So he orders Judge Harris to issue an order roughly equal parenting time. Okay? And then he orders them to award additional parenting time, 170 days. So what does that mean? If 180 days is half the year, then he was only getting 10 days. 10 days a year, man. He was seeing his kids like once, and I don't blame him. I'd have been pissed off too. Okay? Let's see where else this goes. The schooling for the child will be determined by the parent where the child resides in for at least one half of the school year. So what does that mean? That means if the kid lives with me and my girlfriend lives 150 miles away, my ex-wife, excuse me, I don't have to take him to school. I don't have to only see my child on the weekends, okay? That's equal, okay? So that's a violation, man. You can't tell me I can only see my kids every third Sunday or whatever. That's bullshit. Okay. So he got an additional 170 days, okay? And that was August 2016, okay? So 2017, he was seeing his kids 6 months. That's equal, man. Then he orders Judge Harris that the schooling, okay, resides for at least one half of the school year with the parent. Okay, so the parent decides, not the fucking state. Okay. Then here's the part I love right here. He orders the state of Utah and hereby its judges and commissioners to be restrained from making orders in any suit in violation of the civil and fundamental rights declared above. Okay? Booyah. So you're on notice. Then he orders the Attorney General, Sean Reyes, and everybody working for him and his successors to conform with his constitutional oath by defending not the shithole agency that's stealing money, the rights of the parent-child relationship of every resident, citizen, and person in the jurisdiction, including actions in court against the Office of Recovery Services for collecting child support amounts beyond constitutional minimums. And by the way, you and your ex-wife are the ones who make up the numbers. This whole calculator, this child support calculator, is another fucking fraud, but don't get me started on that. Okay? And then finally, this woman that I love so much, Lisa Stockdale, the director of the Office of Recovery Services, okay, to pay restitution back to the plaintiff for any and all child support amounts collected in violation of rights, okay? It's right there. They violate your parental rights. If you don't get 180 days, there's your remedy, okay? They're violating your rights, okay? State of Utah should not be rewarded for violating plaintiff's rights, and to remove an incentive to violate the plaintiff's rights orders the state of Utah, including Mrs. Lisa, the director, to forfeit any and all funds received and yet to be received from the U.S. government under Title 4D, 42651. So there is also fact, okay? All that stuff Rick says, all that stuff that Ahmed Osiris says, okay? They are in contract, because now she has to forfeit all the funds that she receives. There's proof they are in contract, okay? Supreme Court, okay? So it also says some other stuff about continuing, okay. So where's that part that I was trying to get at right there? Okay, I missed. Okay, unconstitutional, taken from the plaintiff's process and pay funds to the plaintiff for a partial payment of damages. There it is right there. That's what. So basically, you took the money, give back all my money, and then the government, the money you got from the government, you give that to him too. So anyway, Little short one. Just an update too with my stuff. I filled all my paperwork. I filed everything with the court. And what I did was I fucked up on the affidavit of service here in Utah. So there's an affidavit of service, and then there's a proof of service, and then there's also a proof of completed service. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead. I've got everything sitting right here. Okay, it's ready to go. It's going to district court. It's going to the legal team. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run it down to the courthouse and have one of the sheriffs go ahead and do the service for me, because I got a little printout from the courthouse and everything is filed. And the way they do it here in Utah, again, you send something in, they file it, but until you have a summons and a complaint and ask for a hearing and you do all your services and prove service and all that crap and then wait 21 days, then they basically don't do anything until you prove service. So I fucked up. I'm going to try not to do that again. But anyway, there it is. Okay? Parental rights. Tell them they're violating your parental rights. All right, you guys. Today is the 6th of May. It's 7:30 at night, Sunday. And that shit's going out in the morning. And we'll see what happens in a couple weeks. All right, peace.